Hello, everybody. We're back live. Straight out of South Central LA, straight in California, Torrance, all of these areas right out here. Yep, that Letitia James, man. She went there. She want the case. The New York Attorney General want that case to be dropped out of course. Boy, she's gonna have to use all her lawyering experience in France, trying to do lunches for $18,000 a plate or whatever that thing is. But, subscribe, connect to the channel. How do y'all like the new cap? Yeah, so what I was planning on doing, let me give y'all a little insight. Y'all know I've been wearing the straight out of South Central, but it don't say that South Central LA Dodger logo one or either this one. Then Spurley has this one, so I'm either send them one like this or like this. And the ones like this, I want to get some lettering on it. So, I'm just saving up because that embroidery is called something else, but ironing it all could be another thing. But, man, that's a nifty hat. And so, I'm just trying to grow up in this podcasting Phil, so let's get this party started. And let's look at what's been happening hot in these streets with this Letitia James cases and all that. And I got something right here. I hope I don't struggle screen. Please don't let me struggle screen. Let's look at this one first because this is gonna crack it. And I'm just straight winging it. So hope all is well. Look up there and see. And I'm being fair by putting one of the stations that our dear President Donald Trump say that has fake news. But let's see how it's going to be correlated.
A lawyer for New York Attorney General Letitia James is pushing back against claims of mortgage fraud by the Trump administration. James's attorney is asking the Justice Department to refuse a request to prosecute her, calling the move improper political retribution. She's accused of mortgage fraud in connection with the home in Virginia and in Brooklyn. James's attorney wrote a letter to the U.S. Attorney General, which included real estate records he says disprove the allegations. James won a civil fraud lawsuit against Trump, accusing him of exaggerating his net worth for favorable loans.
Now, isn't that interesting? Trying to say our boy Trump was trying to do stuff for favorable loans in New York City because I'm the Attorney General and I'm watchdog over everything. But now when the shoe is on the other feet, or when the rabbit got the gun, all of a sudden it's not fun. And I swear to God, they're watching us right in this YouTube space. Why didn't you listen to our boy Dennis, our attorney Dennis? Like, what is you doing over there in businesses that don't have nothing to do with your concern? You're not, unless you was planning on running for president right after whoever would have been running with the suspicion of Trump wanting to run in the upcoming election. Something, because it's not like they don't have lawyers right on that end. See, I knew it was funny from the get-go, but check out this video. This guy is going to break it down a little better for us. He's going to give us an illustration that shows that. Let's back it up. Fair use, and man, y'all gonna trip off of what this channel has to say about this. This is News Max. So let's max it up, baby. And let's get it started.
The woke and weird.
That's the part I like. Let's hear that again. The what?
The woke and weird Attorney General of New York State, Letitia James, is in a lot of trouble. And she's lawyering way up in a very, very big way. Letitia James, of course, went after President Trump in a totally bogus case. We'll get to that. And she also likes to spend her free time hanging around drag queens and children. a decade ago or so, you could be arrested for that. Now
Whoa.
it's part of a campaign, huh? How about that? Yeah.
Ain't that something? She's hanging around drag queens and children. Huh? Be serious. She's hanging around drag queens and children. Hey, well, there ain't nothing. Is she hanging around or is these her friends? Now, I have individuals because I am a camera guy and I do be in these circles, but these are associates and I need to get clicks. The money shot is the money shot.
Yeah, she has hired Abby Lowell because there are serious questions being raised about her mortgage situation and real estate situation. Abby Lowell, there he is with Hunter Biden.
What?
Abby Lowell will say anything. You remember Hunter Biden would go off for these lavish dinners around the world with criminals and like the king of Kazakhstan and this guy and that guy. And all of a sudden, right before dessert, Joe Biden's father would call, the sitting vice president of the United States. Oh, hello, Dad. Why don't you talk to the king and prince of Siam? And why don't you talk to this oligarch? And what? The craziest, weirdest thing ever. But he went around with a straight face trying to say that was normal.
What? Ain't this something? So let's get over here and look at some more of what's going on right here.
Owned it for a number of years and has racked up all kinds of complaints. And these are very serious complaints. Bed bugs, all right? That's horrific. Also,
So she's a slumlord.
Paint. That's also it's a big deal. Now, if you don't think that's a big deal, right? Bed bugs, peeling paint, doesn't everybody every lamp? No. Actually, she went around bragging about a settlement that she achieved from a landlord, right? Attorney General secures $6.5 million from one of New York City's worst landlords.
Wow. December 13th, 2024, Attorney General James secures $6.5 million. See, she's after Trump, but she ain't talking about her big windfalls and this, that, and the other. This is what cracks me up. She's not talking about none of her windfalls or none of her personal business. Ain't that a trip? Let's listen to a little bit more and see what's really crazy.
Worst landlords. Interesting. All right, now remember that. It was only on her website, by the way. You had to go looking for it. This is the former U.S. Attorney Damian Williams, all right? Damian Williams is a guy with a lot of ambition. He also was good friends with Merrick Garland, our least favorite Attorney General ever. So bed bugs and peeling paint, it is a very big deal. I mean, they made a federal case out of it for that firm that got sued for $6.5 million.
Millions of people face health threats from environmental hazards in the home, including many New Yorkers. One key problem is lead paint in older buildings. Lead is toxic, especially to children, and when young kids breathe lead dust or put peeling lead paint in their mouths, they can face lifelong health consequences, like neurological problems and learning disabilities.
Wow, so that could be happening to the children who live in Letitia James's building. And bed bugs? Bed bugs too. What about that, Mr. U.S. Attorney? Paint, the same thing she went after this landlord for and got $6 million. She is guilty of, perhaps. How about that one? All right, so this is just the latest issue with her real estate holdings as we change the chapter here. Let's see. Oh, yeah, that dwelling. I don't remember if it has 4 units and she lied about it having 5 or 5 units and she lied about it having 4, but it's not right, whatever she's filing, all right? Right there it says the dwelling is a 4-family house, but take a look at some of the documents that she files. It says it's a 2-family, total 5-family dwelling. This is the kind of stuff.
Wow, I mean, they just rolling with the dough. So it's 5-family dwelling. She's supposed to stay in one, and they rolling, and she's like trying to.
Stuff that can get you into trouble, all right? It is. If you're going to go through President Trump stuff and get him in trouble for paying
So
back a loan on time.
Now, that's what I'm talking about. She should have stayed out of it, and that way, this would have been, something that would have been like probably just basically up under the rug. That's what's playing. Why she was coming so hard with the energy, because she knew that this is like, man, you just can't make this stuff up. This is that bizarre stuff. Just can't make it up. All right. Now we finna get over here and check out the attorney's channel. fair use, go over there and look at Newsmax. But let's see what the Paralegal Institute of Washington, D.C. got to say about this stuff. Now, he's going to show you. This next video is one of the lead attorneys, homeboy. I seen him on some of the lead attorney shows. So let's look at why is she pointing her finger at us. Okay. Fair use.
Let's get into the first few pages of this letter, y'all, so that we can see what kind of retort your girl, Letitia James, is making to the allegations that she committed not only mortgage fraud, but also insurance fraud. So just to give you a quick recap, I know most of y'all here on the channel are probably familiar with the claims, but for anybody new, let me give you a quick recap. Letitia James is accused of having done three things. Now, I think some of this may be outside of the statute of limitation, and I will tell you about that, but this is going to be very brief, and we're going to get right into the letter. So the first thing, going back the farthest to the...
Did you hear what he said? Some of these just may be outside the statute of limitations. See, statute of limitations seems to be on a whole lot of issues and clauses and different type of, put it this way, crime, straight up like crime of being innocent before proving guilty. That's what this seemed like. So that's why that statute of limitation is right there, and they be changing it when we had these grape cases and these restraining orders and all that type of stuff. So let's hear some more of what this really could be about.
Early 80s, Letitia James is accused of having put her father as her husband, of having stated that she and her father are a married couple on a mortgage document. Now, you may say, why would she do that? Who knows? Okay, we're talking about 40 years ago. Maybe.
Did he say the early 80s? About 40 years ago? This is crazy.
Back the farthest to the early 80s, Letitia James is accused of having put her father as her husband, of having stated that she and her father are a married.
So this is how being uncovered and securing your uncoveredness is. How can you be dating a man, and once a man hears you doing some stuff like that, that mean like, well, where is I'm gonna fit in at, baby? Where I'm gonna fit in? Shit, if you doing shit like this, golly.
Married couple on a mortgage document. Now, you may say, why would she do that? Who knows? Okay, we're talking about 40 years ago. Maybe she was trying to qualify for the loan. Maybe she was trying to get better rates. Maybe it was just a mistake. Who knows? But that's the first allegation. Second allegation, she is alleged in the 2000s to have misrepresented her 5-unit apartment building as a 4-unit. Now, why would she do that? Because typically 4 or fewer units, you can qualify for owner-occupied financing, which is much easier to obtain, which gets you a better interest rate. Anything 5 units or above would be more like investment property, high rates, higher.
That's why
just more a difficult loan and with higher rates. Okay, and that's where the alleged insurance fraud would come in as well. Because if you have that good owner-occupied designation, you're gonna get that good owner-occupied insurance rate too, right? But if you have those 5 units,
so she was just doing a lick, trying to strategize as a real estate non-investor, but a mild investor. But it was really big investments, and she already get a check, a big check, being an attorney general. So let's check out some more of this, and we can wrap this
units, then the insurance company presumably would also want you to get a commercial policy, which is going to cost you more money. But that's the second thing.
Ooh.
Third thing, and this is just 2 years ago, she allegedly stated on even different mortgage paperwork that she was going to be owner occupying a Virginia home that she purchased with her cousin or with some other family member. Obviously, she can't do that because she lives in New York, because she is the New York State Attorney General. Whew. All right, y'all. So now we're all caught up. So all of that has led to an actual criminal referral to the Office of the Attorney General. That is Pam Bondi. So now your girl, Tish, has lawyered up. She's taking this seriously. And this is what her lawyer has to say. Let's get into it.
Let's hear it.
Dear Attorney General Bondi, I represent New York State Attorney General Letitia James and have reviewed U.S. Federal Housing Director William Pulte's April 14, 2025 letter titled Criminal Referral. I write to address the latest act of improper political retribution, this time directed at Ms. James, publicly instigated and endorsed by President Trump. This stunning
now she got the stunning hypocrisy. Now she's feeling what Trump was feeling, because Trump was trying to figure out, where did this goofball come from? Who put her up there? Trump probably do know, but
hypocrisy of President Trump's complaint here that the Justice Department has been, quote, politicized and, quote, weaponized against him is laid bare as he and others in his administration are now asking you to undertake the very same practice. This so-called criminal referral, which recycles long disproven allegations and is based on media reports, lacks any credible foundation. Having one of the president's aides shout to reporters that, quote, she is guilty of multiple significant serial criminal violations is no substitute for the facts. So now, Attorney Lowell goes into political retribution. What we're going to do now, y'all, let's get down into some of the facts. That's what we want to see. What is her defense? In 2023, Ms. James assisted her niece, who needed financial support with the down payment to purchase a home in Norfolk, Virginia. The mortgage application required only one individual to live at the property. Director Pulte cherry-picked.
So we're going to leave it right there. So if y'all really want to see the rest, hear the rest, go over there to the Paralegal Institute of Washington, D.C. And, man, this has been a terrific show. So it's like I said, it ain't no fun when this rabbit have the gun. No, don't do it. Don't do the crime if you can't do the time. That's that Beretta type of music. Well, now I get your idea how old I really am. That old school stuff. So, man, I don't know. Let me see if it's another clip up in here. And if not, man, this has been a good show. Wish me some luck. Well, not a lot. Man, because at the swap meet out here, the guy said $15. I'm gonna see if I can talk him down to doing this in Bird. Because man, I know it gotta be a better price out there somewhere, but if I'm doing that means I'm gonna have to at least try to flip these hats to at least 30 or something like that. And he was there, but his mom is the one that really owns it. So is there another Letitia James one up in here? I thought I seen one yesterday. Let me see. I'm gonna do one more. Well, if not, that's about it. So I hope y'all enjoying y'all weekend. My son is out there in the Grand Canyon. I told him to shape up. He jumped in a swimming pool with his cell phone. Man. Well, he's trying to learn how to be that entrepreneur. And I hope everything passes. Thank y'all for showing up to this show. And I'm out. Wait a minute. And I'm out.